Hello everybody, welcome to my channel from Addict to Entrepreneur. My name's Heather Marie Stewart, and on this channel we talk about addiction, lifestyle changes, and just life in general. And we'll just get right into it. So today I wanted to talk about myths and misconceptions about methadone. This is a huge one, you guys. So, as you know, well, not everyone probably knows, but there is a major bad stigma that goes around about methadone. And it gets really frustrating because for me, I know how much methadone helped me, and it's just been a lifesaver. So I really wanted to make this video to let everyone in the world know that there are plenty of myths about methadone that need to be talked about so that we can help more people. You know, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. But I do my research when it comes to different drugs and different medications that have helped me to stay sober. And I'm just letting you guys know my experience with it. So today we are going through 5 myths. The first one, methadone is addicting. That is a myth, okay? Now you get a physical dependence to methadone, and a physical dependence basically means that the body has developed a physiological reliance on a drug because it has caused changes in your natural state of being. So that's physical dependence. That's way different than a psychological dependence. So when people say methadone is addicting, you get a physical dependence, yes, but you do not get a psychological dependence to methadone. And I know this from experience as well as research. And so some of the drugs that you get a physical dependence to are opiates, tobacco, alcohol. Those are common drugs that cause physical dependency. So basically my body has like the physical addiction, or physical dependence, sorry. To me, that is way easier to get rid of and to break than the psychological dependence that I had to other opiates like Percocet, Vicodin, any of those. Those were horrible, horrible psychological dependence. You just feel like you're going to die without it. And I know that sounds extreme, but it's true. Like your body goes into fight or flight, so you feel like you just can't live without that opiate. Oh, I wanted to give you the definition of psychological dependence. So this describes the emotional or mental components of substance use disorder. Emotional and mental components. And then types of psychological dependence are like strong cravings for the substance or behavior and difficulty thinking about anything else. So like when I was addicted to Percocets or fentanyl, I basically would wake up every single morning and I could not live without it. That's the first thing I would think about when I woke up in the morning. And it's a really horrible feeling, you guys, to feel like you're so hooked on something that that's all you think about 24/7. Like I couldn't go to the movies without my opiate. I couldn't go to, like, I sometimes feel like I had to just stay in bed all day unless I got that Percocet or opiate. That's psychological. You feel like you can't live without it, you're going to die without it, fight or flight. And it's way different than the physical dependence. So I hope that helps at least for myth 1. And another thing is I never did try heroin, but that also is a huge one for psychological dependence. So methadone is not considered a primary drug of choice for getting high. It's administered orally under medical supervision, and it's very slow to take effect. So you can't get high off of it. Anyone that's gotten high from it, they have to be lying, because I've never gotten high from methadone. Yes, I've felt sleepy from methadone. And I mean, I might get some people that say, oh yeah, you get high from it. But if you're getting high from methadone, then you're not on your therapeutic dose. That's not how you get clean from opiates. That's going backwards. So, and to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, even when I was on a higher dose to try to figure out what my therapeutic dose was so that I could stop my drug cravings, I just felt sleepy. Like I would fall asleep more, but it wasn't high. It was just very sleepy. So you have to lower your dose, get to your therapeutic dose in order to feel right and function in life. And I don't understand why anyone would like that sleepy feeling anyways. It definitely doesn't feel the same as the high feeling I would get from Percocet and fentanyl and Vicodin. That feeling was hard to kick because it numbs you and you feel like it's like massaging your brain technically, and you just feel right. You just feel like everything's okay in the world, even though it's not. All you're doing is just putting a band-aid on those issues in life, and it'll sprout up later. You'll have to deal with them someday. So it's not worth it. The other thing is that methadone doesn't produce a rush like other narcotics. And the rush is what everyone craves and chases when they get addicted to certain substances. Okay, so myth number 2 is people get high on methadone. So I wanted to explain methadone. It's an opiate blocker. So it blocks the craving for opiates once it is ingested. It blocks your craving for opiates. That's how it works so well. Now, the blocking effect of methadone helps you to normalize your life again. Like, I felt like I got my life back. I was able to keep a job. And the blocking effect lasts for about 24 hours. So basically, during that 24 hours, when you're on methadone, you have the opportunity to unravel your addict way of thinking. You're able to change those habits and those really bad habits that you had while you were using the other opiates. And then once you're taking the appropriate dosage, there's no impairment of motor skills or thinking ability. When you get on your therapeutic dose, you don't have impairment of those motor skills. And that's as long as you don't take any other psychoactive drugs with it. So, like for me, I'd take methadone by itself, nothing else. Like, I treat it like a regular medication, which it is. It's like someone with diabetes would have to take their medication. I'm not sure, maybe it's metformin or something. Or someone with depression would have to take their antidepressant. It's just like that. You just take it so that you can live a normal life. Like, once you get through a certain period of your life where you have your goals back, you have your bad habits, you've broken those bad habits, like stealing or lying or anything bad that you were doing while you were on those drugs, then you taper off the methadone. But you have to make sure you get rid of the bad habits, and that's what counseling is for and everything. Okay, now we get to myth number 3. Once on methadone, you can't stop using it. That's a myth. You definitely can stop using it. I don't know why people tell other people this, like, oh, you're just gonna get hooked on methadone like you were any other opiate that you're on. But that's not true, because you don't have those bad habits and stuff. It's only the physical dependence. So it's not, I'm not gonna say it's easy to get off of, but it's way better, and it's a little easier to get off of than other opiates. Basically, the first goal of medically assisted treatment is to eliminate the use of opiates. And methadone is a tool used to eliminate the cravings and withdrawal symptoms associated with opiates. And I don't mean to sound repetitive, I'm just trying to drive this home for you guys so that you know. Also, back to the counseling. So in order to stop using methadone and all other opiates, you have to have full participation in individual and group counseling. It's necessary so that you can change the addictive behaviors that you gained from suffering from addiction. This allows the individual the best opportunity for a successful detox from methadone. So once you break all those bad habits, then it's time to get off of methadone. But even then, you guys, don't listen to me there. There's still so many deep inside things that need to be taken care of. Trauma from childhood, which can help, counseling can help with that. There's so many deep-rooted issues that occur when you get addicted to opiates. So you just need to basically feel it out. Talk to your doctor, talk to your counselor, feel out what and when is the best time for you to get off methadone, and how slow, how fast to taper off. Methadone maintenance, it's not a big deal. Like, if you have to be on methadone for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, who cares? Like, if it helps with your pain, then stay on it. Like, you can function with methadone. You can have a normal life. You can have a job. Honestly, I've been way more motivated than I've ever been in my life. You do what's right for you, okay? Don't listen to what other people say. They don't know what they're talking about. Some might, but most likely they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, do your own research. You don't even listen to me if you don't want to, but do your own research and make sure that you know what people are saying to you, because people will get into your head and say methadone's bad. And I mean, I've had friends say that to me. I've had family say that to me, and they don't know what they're talking about, honestly, because they've never done the research on it. They've never seen the doctor that you're seeing. They've never been on it, so they don't know what it's like to be on it. Like, I have my life back, so who gives a shit? All right, on to myth number 4. Methadone does no good. That is a major myth. Methadone does so much good. And I really wish, like I said in the beginning, that there wasn't a bad stigma on it, because more people would try it. So hopefully, I'm really hoping if you guys see this video, share with all your friends. Also, just let people know. Tell people that there's a bad stigma around methadone. And hopefully we can wake people up so that more people can get help and realize that methadone can save a lot of lives. So methadone decreases the exposure of diseases such as HIV and hepatitis. That does good. Methadone decreases the possibility of overdoses, unless you're using other things with the methadone, which you're not supposed to be doing when you're in recovery. You're supposed to be just using the methadone. That's how you can really overdose. So it decreases the possibility of overdoses when you take it therapeutically like you're supposed to. And then also, methadone decreases the amount of drug-related crime. Earlier I said it saved my life, which is true. It also saved my sanity, and it saved my marriage. So for me, methadone was a godsend. I wish that I could explain it to you guys how much it helped me. Like, I'm just so much better off. You know, and if I could go back in time and I could not try any opiates at all and then never have to be on methadone either, I would do it. But in the moment when someone needs help and they need to get off opiates, methadone is a godsend. And if that's what you have to do, then screw what other people say about it. Okay? It's your life. You need to do what's right for you. I mean, if it helps you function in life, and it helps you get rid of those bad habits like stealing and lying and any other bad habits, smuggling drugs across the border. It's another story that I'll have to tell you about later. And then now on to number 5. So this one is a big one. Methadone hurts your health. No, it doesn't. That's a myth. Methadone does not hurt your health. These are all myths. Basically, the health status of methadone patients has been more studied and studied more frequently than any other medications. So they've done their studies on methadone, so they would know if it hurts your health. There's no scientific evidence that methadone rots your teeth, that it gets into your bones, that it causes any other health issues. Those are all myths. Those are all things that people say to try to get you to not take it for whatever reason they have deep inside. I don't know why, because it helps so many people. And also, I know this because I've been on it, and it didn't rot my teeth, didn't get into my bones. It doesn't, like, my bones don't hurt. I don't understand why people have these misconceptions. I mean, I do understand, but people need to do their own research. Basically, so extensive drug use and abuse can lead to neglect of your personal hygiene, which causes health issues. So when you're using drugs, you don't give a shit about brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, taking a shower, eating right. That can all cause health issues, which would happen before you even tried the methadone. So that's one reason that I think a lot of people think it's the methadone. But it's just your bad habits over the last 10, 20, 30 years, however long you were using the drug, and not doing those crucial things in life, good habits that we should have. One last thing I read was that taking methadone is safe for expectant mothers. I've never done my research on this. Do your research on that. It could be, but I'm sure it's better than other opiates that you have a psychological dependence to. Maybe it is safe. I don't know. That's why I'm saying I don't know. I would have to do more research on that. There's just a lot of misinformation, a lot of bad stigma about methadone. That's why I'm making this video, and I really hope it helps a lot of people, because I'm just sick of hearing this, and I'm sick of people putting others down that are on methadone. Especially, like, I've been to an AA meeting, and if you say that you're on methadone, they'll say, you're not sober. That's not true. Because, and the reason why I still know I'm sober, even though I'm on methadone, is because I'm not doing all the things that I was doing, the bad habits, when I was on opiates. And it's medically supervised. There's just so many things wrong with what people say about that. Either way, guys, methadone saved my life. I hope it can save your life too, or any friends or family that you know. I hope that you can get clean, live a normal life as well. And when it's time for you, when it's right for you, you can't force anybody to get off drugs. I promise you that. People tried so many times to tell me that I shouldn't do a drug, but only when I was ready, when that person is ready, that individual person is ready, then they will get off of it. And I also wish that more rehabs offered methadone. That would be awesome, because they put me on Suboxone taper or Subutex taper when I went to a rehab. That didn't help me. I felt like I was on crack on it. It didn't do well with my body, which Suboxone helps some people, but I didn't like it in my personal experience. But that's a whole nother story. If you guys want me to talk about that or anything else that I mentioned, like the drug smuggling, just put it in the comments below and I will make a video about that. That's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you also for my new subscribers. I love you all. Please like and subscribe. Really helps me out, and my channel helps to support if you really do like the content. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed day, and let's break that stigma out there about methadone. Bye.